we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our second segment. So I want to mention there are a lot of National League games for yesterday, so we're going to kind of go through them a little bit more quickly. As I said, I did start a little bit late, so I may have to cut the stream a little bit early. I mean, I'm still going to do all my 4 segments, of course, but you might see me talking a little bit faster when it involves some of them. So, yeah, it shouldn't be significant, but there are a lot of National League games, like I said, so we are going to try to go through them a little bit faster than usual, I'd say. So, the first one we have is Dodgers-Mets. We're going to be talking about the full extent of the series in the next segment, so that'll be exciting to mention. So, we're doing that, but just for this game, in the bottom of it would be a blowout, as in the bottom of the third, Shohei Ohtani would open up the scoring, making it 2-0 Dodgers with his 5th home run as a Dodger. It would be a 176 career home run, which I believe would set the record for most MLB home runs for a Japanese-born player. So that was a really exciting accomplishment for him. Congratulations. In the bottom of the 5th, Mookie Betts with an RBI single. Freddie Freeman hit an RBI double to make it 5-0. Then a Will Smith double would make it 7. Then Andy Pages 3-run home run would make it 10-0. So in the bottom of the 5th, all of it would come down to 7-run inning for the Dodgers. 8-run inning, actually, I apologize, to make it 10-0. After that, there'll be no scoring from either team, not the Mets, not the Dodgers. So just a great job to bring the house down for the Dodgers and just score it all with that inning. I mean, really, really impressive. So the Dodgers have been struggling a little bit, have dropped 4 out of their 5 last series, including this one with the Mets. Of course, the Mets did win the series, so they definitely needed this win. I think it was a good win to get them back on track. Every team needs a good blowout win, and I think that's what the Dodgers got here. So, really nice job there. The Mets had on the mound Adrian Hauser, who has just not been that great since coming over. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, a homer, 7.45 ERA. He has not been good since being traded to the Mets. I think they have a lot of young starters coming up. Guys like Jose Butto, Christian Scott, when Senga comes back. Joey Lucchese's in the minors, so I don't know what Hauser's future looks like. The Mets could be demoted to the bullpen rather quickly, so that'll be something to watch in the future. The Dodgers had on the mound Tyler Glasnow. He went 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts, no walks. Was absolutely phenomenal against this red-hot Mets offense. I think right now is at the forefront of National League Cy Young voting. Has been a great, great player, and has been everything the Dodgers could have asked for when they traded for him and more. Next game we have is Nationals and Astros. Bottom of the 1st, Jesse Winker would hit an RBI single to make it 1-0. Then Luis Garcia Jr. would make it 3-0. Then Joey Meneses would make it 5-0. Then Nick Senzel with a solo home run would make it 6-0. So that'll be it. The Nationals would make it 6-0 there, and just a great job by them to win this game and shut out the Astros, who have just been struggling so mightily. Again, we're going to talk about it in the next segment as well, but yeah, I mean, oh man, it has not been good for them so far. It has not been good. So the Nationals had on the mound Mitchell Parker, who had 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, a 1.50 ERA on the season, 2 games started now. I mean, he's been pretty incredible. He is making a case to be a long-term starter on this Nationals team with how he's been performing. So yeah, he's been really, really good, and exciting for Nationals fans, I'd say, to have a guy like this who has been very, very good. So, yeah, I think when you're looking for pieces of the young core, Mitchell Parker could be one of those guys. The Astros had on the mound Hunter Brown, who went 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Still a 9 ERA in the season. Has not been good whatsoever. It's, has been very disappointing, I'd say. So, definitely need to pick it up if you want to be good at all this season. So, yeah, if you need that for the Astros. Next game we have is going to be Phillies and White Sox. In the top of the 1st, the scoring would open up from Eloy Jimenez 2-run home run, his first of the year, to make it 2-0, of course. That would be the only runs the White Sox would get. Bryce Harper would hit an RBI single. J.T. Realmuto would strike out swinging, but Trey Turner would steal home. And then Brandon Marsh with an RBI single to make it 3-2 Phillies. Just like that, they take the lead in the bottom of the 1st, and they would not let it go. Bottom of the 4th, Trey Turner would hit an RBI single to score Johan Rojas to make it 4-2. Then a Bryce Harper or sacrifice fly would make it 5-2. Then an Alec Boehm RBI double would make it 6-2. So that would all come on the bottom of the fourth. So again, a really nice job by the Phillies offense to come in clutch and score all these runs. Then in the bottom of the sixth, Kyle Schwarber would hit a solo home run to make it 7-2 Phillies. Then a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the seventh would make it 8-2. So yeah, a really great job there by the Phillies to hold this White Sox offense down after the first inning. I mean, no offense to White Sox fans, it isn't hard, but it still is a major league offense. So good job there. For the White Sox, they had on the mound Nick Destrini. He went 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. Not a great start to his MLB career so far, but he's kind of just been thrown into the wilds right now. I mean, having the Phillies offense as your second career MLB start is kind of significant. So I'm still big on him, and I still think he's going to be a really good pitcher in the future, but definitely needs to improve right now. The Phillies had Aaron Nola on the mound, who is absolutely phenomenal. 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. I mean, yes, it is versus the White Sox offense, but it was still great. Phillies got great pitching this entire series. Spencer Turnbull, Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola. We're going to talk about Wheeler and Turnbull in the next segment, so I don't want to go too deep into it, but yeah, a really great start. I understand it's the White Sox offense, but it's still nothing to discredit. Next game we would have is Angels and Reds. In the bottom of the sixth, Christian Encarnacion Strand would hit a RBI double to score Ellie De La Cruz and Nick Martini to make it 2-0. And then Heimer Candelario would hit an RBI triple to get in Christian Encarnacion Strand to make it 3-0. So that'll be the end of the game there. The Angels would not score a run. The Reds would not score a run after that. So 3-0 win for the Reds. Really solid job there to beat the Angels, a team that has been pretty on fire so far in the season. So yeah, just a very big positive there, I'd say. But the Angels, they had on the mound Jose Soriano. He went 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, none earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. So has been really solid since coming over to the rotation at the start of the year. I think could be a guy that they want to see more of in the future. For the Reds, they had on the mound Frankie Montas, who would go 2 1/3 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, no hits, 1 walk. But obviously 2 1/3 innings pitched. If you go that little, something happens. What happened with Montas was he would get hit by a comebacker from the Angels and would have to leave the game. Doesn't seem to be too major. He is expected to miss his next start, but he should be fine after that. If he's not, I assume he'll go on the injured list. But yeah, doesn't seem to be a big deal. Again, missed this start really. Only went 2 batters. Will miss the next start. But so that is unfortunate for the Reds, but again, doesn't seem to be too big of a deal. Not something that's too significant. So yeah, just some news there for the Reds. He has been a really good addition since coming over, so you definitely want him to be healthy and stay healthy and improve a lot. So yeah. Next game we have is Brewers and Cardinals. Battle of 2 NL Central teams. In the top of the 7th, Owen Miller would hit an RBI single for the Brewers to score Blake Perkins and Bryce Terang to make it 2-0. And guess what? That'll be all the scoring in the entire game. So yeah, not much to say there. So good job by the Brewers to win 2-0 and only score that little, but still win. So really nice job there, and beat their division rival, of course. For the Cardinals, they had Sonny Gray on the mound, who was phenomenal. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, a 1.04 ERA in the season. I mean, it was just really, really great. The Cardinals are such an unfortunate team. I mean, whenever their pitching is great, their hitting can't figure it out. Whenever their pitching can't figure it out, their hitting does great. So they just cannot get on the right track right now. They have been very, very unlucky these past few years just with team performance. So I do feel bad for their fans. I follow a lot of them on social media. It is kind of sad. This team was so great the past few years, and the fact that they have become this team. They have become this. I think it is very unfortunate, and yeah, it is a big negative. So definitely not something you want if you're a Cardinals fan, and definitely not something you're looking forward to. I mean, the Brewers had on the mound Colin Ray, who was a good starter, but he went 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no 1 runs, 3 strikeouts. I think the Cardinals' offense is one of the better in the entire league. So I don't think you want them. I don't think you want Colin Ray to be shutting you out when you have such a great offense. I mean, your offense is what you're known for. So the fact that you got shut out by Colin Ray is not a good sign whatsoever. It's not something that you want. So yeah, definitely need to improve upon that. Next game we have is Marlins and Cubs. And the top of the second, Jesus Sanchez would hit a solo home run to make it 1-0 Miami to open up scoring for them. Nico Horner in the bottom of the second would hit an RBI single to score Mike Tauchman to make it 1-1. Top of the fourth, Jesus Sanchez again would come in clutch with an RBI single to make it 2-1 Miami. Then Tim Anderson would single to Mike Tauchman to score Josh Bell, moving Jesus Sanchez second to make it 3-1 Miami. So Tim Anderson back to Chicago. Nice RBI single for him. We go to the bottom of the fourth now, where the Cubs would attempt to come back a little bit with a Nico Horner RBI double to make it 4-2, then a Cody Bellinger RBI single to make it 4-3. But the Marlins would keep adding on, as in the top of the fifth, Jazz Chisholm would hit an RBI single to make it 5-3. Then on the top of the seventh, Josh Bell would hit an RBI groundout to make it 6-3. So they would end up winning this game. And yeah, a really nice job by the Marlins to win and keep it going. So, they did start the season off really bad, but they're only 6-17 now. That's an improvement, I guess, which is crazy, but anything was better than what they started at before. So Cubs had on the mound Kyle Hendricks, who has been abysmal to start the year. Was not much of a change in this start. 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, a 12 ERA in the season now even. I think we might be seeing the end of the Kyle Hendricks era in Chicago. Was one of the best starters in franchise history, but he seems to be at the end right now for him. So, definitely a negative, and definitely not something you want to see. So, next game we have is Diamondbacks and Giants, a battle of two NL West teams that have really been struggling so far in the year. So, both need to get it back up, and they would, as in the top of the second, Jake McCarthy would hit a sacrifice fly to score Eugenio Suarez to make it 1-0 Arizona. Bottom of the fifth, Mike Yastrzemski would take the lead for the Giants to make it 2-1, scoring Thairo Estrada. Then, top of the sixth, Gabby Moreno would give the lead right back to the Diamondbacks with a RBI single, scoring Jung-Hoo Lee and Jock Peterson to make it 3-2. Kevin Newman would add on for the Diamondbacks, as he would make it 4-2 with an RBI double, as would Ketel Marte with an RBI sacrifice fly to make it 5-2. Bottom of the ninth, Thairo Estrada would hit an RBI double to make it 5-3 to try to get some runs back for the Giants, but it will be no match, as the Diamondbacks would end up winning this game 5-3. The Giants, they had on the mound Jordan Hicks, who went 5 innings pitched, one hit, 1 earned run, 4 walks, no strikeouts. So, Jordan Hicks has just been incredible since coming over to the Giants when they made him a starter. He's been really, really great, so great job by him. For the Diamondbacks, they had on the mound, let me get his name up here quickly. It was Slade Cioni. He went his first start of the year, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, home run, 3 innings pitched. So, pretty good start there. For mostly a depth guy, I think that's really all you can ask for if you're a Diamondbacks fan. So, yeah, just a really solid start there, I'd say. Next game we have is going to be Blue Jays and Padres. In the bottom of the first, Manny Machado would hit an RBI single to score Jake Cronenworth to make it 1-0 San Diego. Davis Schneider would tie it up to make it 1-1 San Diego in the top of the second. Since this breakout year last year, Davis Schneider has continued being a really solid player. Has been above average this year, not up to the standard he was last year, but that would be hard to follow up anyways because it was just outstanding. So, still been a really solid player for them. Top of the third, Ernie Clement would hit a solo home run to make it 2-1 Toronto, but Xander Bogaerts would tie it up himself to make it 2-2 with a solo home run himself, his second home run of the year for the Padres. He had really been struggling up to now, so I think a nice job there to kind of break that and have a really good have a good home run there. Bottom of the sixth, Luis Campusano would walk with the bases loaded to make it 3-2 San Diego. Then Tyler Wade would reach on a catcher's interference, which would score Ha-Sung Kim to make it 4-2 San Diego. After that, the Blue Jays would get another run on the board with a Davis Schneider RBI groundout to make it 4-3. But Xander Bogaerts would walk. Then a Fernando Tatis Jr. sacrifice slide would make it 6-3. So the insurance run would be enough for the Padres, as they would end up winning this game 6-3. Blue Jays had on the mound Chris Bassett, who went 5 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. So a solid start by him. Padres had Joe Musgrove, who went 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. A really great start there. Has had a pretty rough start to the season, so I'd say it's an encouraging start there that he did pitch so well. The final 2 games we had were double headers with the Rockies and the Mariners. The Rockies would take Game 1 with a 2-1 win, and then the Mariners would take Game 2 with a 10-2 win over the Rockies. So nice job to split by the Rockies. I mean, the Mariners have been kind of disappointing, and I'd say splitting a doubleheader, they most certainly should win against a team like the Rockies, is not something that you want to see. So, all right, so that was the end of our second segment here, talking about the National League games of yesterday. We go on to our third segment, which is talking about the notable games from Friday and Saturday. I did want to just talk about some of them and give my full thoughts on them. So, yeah, we talk about that, and we'll see you after the break. So, thanks, and bye.
Looking